For my 5E lesson plan review, I went with the lesson called Cinderella Separates a Mixture, and this was one of my favorite fairy tales growing up and is commonly known. Therefore, I believe students will enjoy conducting science experiments that go along with the fairy tale. And the goal of this lesson is for students to learn and understand everyday observations and experiences from a scientific perspective. And the first phase of this lesson is the engaged phase. And here the teacher will ask the students to listen to the fairy tale and are told that Cinderella will choose a specific method to finish the task that she is given. And the students will then be given a bowl containing ashes and lentils, just like in the story of Cinderella. And the teacher will then pose the questions: what if the bird had not done the separation for Cinderella, and which alternatives would she have had? During the next second phase, called the explore phase, students are coming up with the answers to the questions posed. And one idea in the article was that the ash could be blown away with a hair dryer. And then the teacher should really let the students explore as many ideas as possible and just really get their brains flowing, and then record their ideas on a recording sheet. Then the teacher can explain the safety tips for this experiment, such as goggles and how to handle the different things that they're going to be touching, and the groups before they begin. And then during the next phase is the explain phase, where students will discuss and reflect on the various separation methods that they came up with and really come up with one idea that they really believe will help. And so after comparing and discussing, the students will agreed on a sifting as the most successful method because it is fast, effective, and less messy. And so they recommend this method for Cinderella. The next phase is the elaborate phase, where a new question was raised about separating complex mixtures. Then the teacher created a task competition where she gave every group a defined amount of mixture, and the goal of the students was to recover the given amount of the substances in a pure form, having no other substance present. And the teams were provided a recording sheet that provided a plan that is guided but in a time involving way. Now the last step is the evaluate phase, and here the teacher finds out how the students managed the task of separation. And since the students regained what they regained was smaller or bigger than the original amount, the teacher could discuss measurement errors and the pureness of substances, and then the tasks was then measured by checking whether the 4 recovered substances were pure, the weight of the substances, and then the number of steps needed.